New manager insisted we all clock in 5 minutes early, so we clocked out 5 minutes early. Let me set the scene for you. A small, mid-sized logistics company in the outskirts of Chicago. We weren't changing the world, but we kept the gears moving for dozens of businesses every day. Warehouse work, tight schedules, steady grind. Our team was tight-knit, seasoned, and most importantly, we ran like clockwork, pun intended. I'd been working there for 7 years. Most of my co-workers had similar longevity. We were like a second family, with inside jokes, birthdays celebrated with gas station cake, and the kind of loyalty you don't find much anymore. Then corporate decided we needed new leadership. Enter Brad. Brad wasn't from our industry. He was young, fresh out of some management course, and his buzzwords came straight from a LinkedIn motivational post. We tried to welcome him, honest, but from day one he came in swinging. Meetings about tightening up, efficiency goals, and retraining our culture. His first real change, we were all required to clock in 5 minutes early every single shift. 5 minutes is nothing, he said. It shows initiative, discipline. What it actually showed, disrespect, because that time wasn't paid. We work 8-hour shifts, period. 5 unpaid minutes a day, times 5 days a week. Across 30 employees, that's 12.5 hours of free labor every week. We brought it up. It's about commitment, he repeated, like a broken record. You want to be part of a winning team, right? Oh, Brad. You had no idea what kind of team you were messing with. At first, we grumbled. We showed up early, clocked in as required, but the resentment festered fast, especially for my buddy Marcus, who had a 45-minute commute and a second job in the evenings, or Tara, a single mom who had to drop her kid off exactly on time every morning. That 5 minutes started bleeding into our mental health, our schedules, and our respect for leadership. Brad didn't care. He started patrolling the break room like a mall cop. Clock in yet? He'd bark. Don't be late, this is the new standard. We tried to reason with him again. If you want us here early, pay us. That's not how leadership works, he said with a smirk. Wrong answer. So we got creative. It was Marcus who sparked the idea one night after work. We were venting in the parking lot when he said, if Brad wants us to clock in early unpaid, why don't we start clocking out early too? We all paused, then smiled. That's how the movement began. We called it the 5-minute rebellion. The next morning, we all showed up 5 minutes early. Brad beamed. See, that's the kind of hustle I'm talking about. But when the clock hit 4:55 p.m., every single one of us punched out, grabbed our bags, walked to our cars. Brad chased after us like we'd set the building on fire. Where are you all going? We're not done yet. We started early, Marcus said, cool as ice, so we finish early. Fair's fair, right? Brad looked like someone had unplugged him from his motivational matrix. The next day, Brad called a meeting. I understand there's been some confusion, he said, trying to keep his voice level. Clocking in early is about mindset, not about ending your shift early. Tara raised her hand. So it's okay for us to give you 5 minutes a day, but not okay to take them back. Brad stammered, that's not what I'm saying. But we knew exactly what he was saying. He tried laying down the law. If you're scheduled until 5 p.m., you work until 5 p.m. period. We all nodded. And still clocked out at 4:55. He threatened write-ups, but HR wasn't backing him. Because we weren't breaking rules, we were fulfilling our scheduled hours to the minute. If we started 5 minutes early, we left 5 minutes early. Simple math. Soon, even the newer hires joined us. It wasn't just about the time anymore. It was about respect. Brad's emails got more frantic. Then, one morning, he tried to lock the time clock room until exactly 8 a.m. So we stood in the hallway. Dozens of us. Silent, waiting. He finally stormed out of his office and demanded, "What the hell is this?" Marcus replied, "We can't clock in until 8, so we're not starting work until 8. You told us 5 minutes early was about initiative, but initiative goes both ways." The look on Brad's face, priceless. The pressure was mounting, not just on us but on Brad. Productivity dipped, not because we weren't working, but because morale tanked. People didn't volunteer for overtime. They stopped helping across departments. They stopped caring. And that's poison to a workplace. Brad tried throwing a pizza party. We clocked out at 4:55 and left the pizza on the table. He called a culture refresh summit. Only half showed up. The rest claimed personal time. Eventually, Brad's bosses took notice. They called in an external consultant to assess team morale. That consultant interviewed every employee, and guess what came up? The 5-minute rule. That one little power play had broken the backbone of a thriving team. A week later, corporate called another meeting, this time with Brad and the regional director. They announced two things. Mandatory early clock-ins were no longer acceptable and less paid. Brad was being reassigned to another location to better align with his managerial strengths. Translation: he got booted. The entire warehouse clapped. Things got better fast. The regional manager assigned an interim supervisor, someone we trusted, who'd been with the company for years. First day on the job, he said, "Let's get back to doing what we do best, on time, on schedule, and with respect." We didn't need rebellion anymore. We had balance. And that 5 minutes, it was never about the time. It was about dignity, about not being treated like numbers, about standing up to power plays disguised as policy. We still joke about it now. You clocked out early, or are you going full Brad today? It bonded us, gave us a story, a legend. And let's be real, revenge tastes sweeter when it's served 5 minutes before quitting time. So if you're stuck in a job where someone thinks your time isn't worth respecting, remember this story. Sometimes the best way to fight back isn't loud, it's calculated, coordinated, peaceful resistance that exposes absurdity for what it is. Brad thought he was building discipline. What he built was a rebellion. 5 minutes at a time. And that rebellion reminded a bunch of blue-collar warriors that no job, no matter how small, should ever cost you your self-respect. If this story made you laugh, fume, or fist pump, smash that like button. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. Got your own manager from hell story? Drop it in the comments. We're building a wall of workplace warriors. And if you want more wild true stories that dive deep into real drama, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because next week's story, let's just say it involves a fake resignation letter and a real mic drop. You won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.